We don't claim to have the answers tonight. That's not our job. That's up to you, really, to decide what you think. But our guests certainly have some strong opinions. Joining us now is senior legal analyst Jeffrey Toobin, who's a former federal prosecutor, national security analyst Peter Bergen, and Kirk Lippold, former commander of the USS Cole, which was bombed in the Yemen port of Aden in 2000. 17 U.S. sailors were killed. More than 40 others were injured. He joins us on the phone. Some of the bombing suspects are being held at Gitmo, by the way. Was this a miscarriage of justice, Jeff?
Well, I think it's important to remember, Ghailani himself is not going anywhere. He's looking at least 20 years, probably life in prison. So it's not like this guy is walking out the door. However, this is an extremely disappointing verdict for the Obama administration, and it's a reminder that when you go to civilian courts, to federal district courts, you don't get a guaranteed result. Juries are unpredictable, and this judge excluded important evidence, which happens, and there was almost an acquittal here.
Commander Lippold, what do you think? Was this a complete miscarriage of justice?
I don't think it was a miscarriage of justice. I think what you're seeing, though, is a president and an attorney general that attempted to guide a case into the federal court systems in hopes that it would validate their attempts to delegitimize the military commission's process, and unfortunately the tables got turned on them, and although there was a conviction today, it was only on one count. And unfortunately, because of their decision to not use military commissions, I think what you're beginning to see is, unfortunately, a re-victimization of all these families who lost loved ones in this attack.
Well, Commander, as you know, the flip side of the argument is that, I mean, one of the reasons this guy probably only got the one count was because, according to his attorneys, he was tortured, or at least harshly interrogated, in a secret CIA prison, and the information that came out of those interrogations was not admissible in court.
To be honest, Anderson, I think what you're going to see is every attorney that represents any detainee in Gitmo is going to attempt to use the torture defense. And the reality of it is, with enhanced interrogation techniques, if they term that to be torture, then I think we're fighting an uphill and losing battle in this nation. The reality of it is evidence that could be gleaned through sources other than what was obtained at a black site could have been admitted as part of a military commission's process used in that proceeding. It may have ended up just the same. But the reality of it is we're trying terrorists at a time when this nation is at war against Al-Qaeda, and we should use the venues available to us and that are proper and just, which I believe are military commissions.
Peter, what's critical about this, too, is you have the possible upcoming trial of Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, who, according to many sources, has been waterboarded numerous times.
Yeah, according to the CIA's Inspector General report, he's been waterboarded 183 times. So I mean, the 2 points about Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, he's admitted to Al Jazeera long before he was captured that he masterminded 9/11. He said that also, at proceedings at Guantanamo. In a sense, the coercive interrogations he's gone through are sort of moot because he's admitted his own guilt. However, in legal doctrine, there's something called the fruit of the poison tree, which is that evidence gathered by unconstitutional means can be excluded from trial, and that could complicate putting him in a civilian trial. And certainly Eric Holder, the Attorney General, will be looking at what happened today, and this is going to make any Justice Department lawyer gun-shy of putting Khalid Sheikh Mohammed through a conventional civilian trial. But I mean, on the other hand, Ghailani will serve up to a life in prison here. He was convicted of a fairly serious crime. Justice was served, by the way. The reason that he didn't get a larger sentence is because evidence gathered in the course of a coercive interrogation on him was excluded by the judge in this case. So the American legal system actually worked today. It may not be to everybody's predilection, but in the larger scheme of things, justice was served today by this conviction, and the jury did the right thing with the evidence they were presented. They don't know all the other things that we know about this guy. If they had been told certain things that are probably true, he might have got a bigger sentence. But given the evidence they were presented, the evidence that wasn't obtained by coercive interrogations, I think they made the right choice.
Commander Lippold, moving forward, do you think any more suspects should be tried in civilian courts?
I don't think they should be, Anderson. I think I've been pretty clear on this. I think we have a military commissions process that's been put into place. It's been adjusted by the Congress in a manner to withstand Supreme Court scrutiny. And I think that the President should authorize charges to be preferred and move forward with Khalid Sheikh Mohammed. on the Shiri, the bomber on the USS Cole, and we should get these cases going because justice delayed is justice denied. These families deserve to see these people held accountable for their murderous acts.